Let's see. Let's see. What is showing that? It's a beautiful day in the morning. Good morning, everybody. So today, top watch. Reliable Rudy was calling this one out early this morning. BMR up 163%. We also have Wish, WISH, and then we have Lunar, which is LUNR. We're going to look into all of these and see what's going to be the most interesting thing on the day. For me, I like BMR, it just got over $5. We'll kind of look into the news. So we'll actually look into that one first, actually. So what's up, Jim? Let's go ahead and look into BMR first. BMR imaging. Now, BMR is one that I've traded in the past. The only thing that I did in the past was I believe I was holding this one. Now I've been doing a lot of back testing, but I have not made it back to the actual trade that I took on BMR. I'm gonna have to get to that one or whatnot, but based on the back testing that I have done, if this is a weaker catalyst, I already know what pattern I'm going to be looking for here on the day, and I kind of already know how I'm gonna play this above 5. But let's just look into it first. So BMR, man, I've been a back testing monster every weekend. Crazy back testing. Just going back first of all to the years that I started, and then working my way back through. And the biggest thing that I've noticed is, looking at these higher time frames would have changed the way that I traded, I guess, or maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. I guess I still would have kind of been in a fog per se if I wouldn't have been looking at higher time frames. But just looking at these and understanding more about the actual patterns that I missed, I'm like, how did I miss this, man? Oh my gosh, I just left money on the table. Just left it. But BMR Imaging Limited. Let's go over here to its first we'll go to its news, and then we'll go to its press releases. The press releases hold more weight to me than the news. The news can be spoofed, rumors can be circulated in the room, but press releases, they're a little bit more weighty. So I'll see what it's talking about. So this is November 3rd was the last time it got news, a news headline. So that's kind of irrelevant. Let's go to press releases. All right, so 2 hours ago, Beamer and NVIDIA team up to accelerate adoption. Now, this is the same type of news that I traded on, I believe it was last year or the year before, Beamer and NVIDIA. So they've been talking about this, and so I'm gonna see how it plays out. Let's go ahead and go into this news catalyst or this press release. So Beamer Limited, a leader in video optimization technology and solutions, today announced that it will present its joint research related to automated video modernization with NVIDIA Corporation at the ACM Mile High Video 2024 conference being held in Denver, Colorado from February February 14th I don't know what they're trying to say. Oh, February 11th to the 14th, 2024. Backed by tech giants like Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. AO Media Video One AV1 is an efficient emerging video format. However, it is facing slow adoption due to the high complex and costly process of upgrading existing video libraries in growing markets like artificial intelligence, machine learning, streaming, and user generated content. Today, Beamer and NVIDIA are going to jointly present, for the first time, a proposed solution to this challenge at ACM Mile High Video So they're presenting jointly with a pretty big name, NVIDIA. It is a presentation news, so it's a little bit weaker news, but let's continue reading. While the video usage is growing at an exponential pace, most videos today are still based on a 20-year-old format AVC to H.264 that existed before smartphones, AI, 85-inch screens, and high-speed internet. And by the way, this current video that you're watching is on H.264. So it's been on YouTube for a long time. The research presented today will highlight the Beamer and NVIDIA collaboration in facilitating the transition to A1 adoption at scale. Beamer and NVIDIA will describe an automated process to transfer video libraries and repositories into the emerging format. This is done while securing video quality with the optimized bit rate using NVIDIA's hardware. I might have to switch over. Beamer CTO, who will present the research at the conference, explained, until today, adopting the upgraded video standard was a complex transition for two reasons. One, the new standard requires significantly more compute power and therefore comes at a very high cost. And two, the new standard requires a steep learning curve, as it is difficult to figure out how much added compression can be applied without sacrificing video quality. Okay, so this sounds like it's still kind of in the works. This is kind of like a beta that they're coming with, if it's still facing those kind of difficulties. So maybe something to be waited on. Shalom added, or no, not Shalom, Shoham added, Beamer technology powered by NVIDIA's encoder NVEC addresses these two challenges by using NVIDIA's hardware acceleration, AV1 encoding with important. Okay, so basically, they have this new system that they're trying to get people to move over. The problems that they're facing and still facing are the energy consumption and the complexity of, I guess, the algorithm to figure out what kind of compression is needed. So we pretty much got everything we need from that. Let's jump back over to the float and all of that stuff over here at Beamer. Well, we got the gist. And again, I played this one before. Now, this catalyst is a little bit weaker based on the catalyst that I've seen in back testing. So I'm going to be looking for some bearish moves, play on the bullish side of a bearish move. That's what I'm looking to do. But yeah, let's continue. The float here is 3.44 million. Insiders, look at how high the insider holdings are on this one, 64%. So this thing can get crazy. Okay, so let's say that it does do a bearish move and I get in, for a bullish move, or a bullish move for the continuation of a bearish, and the bearish breaks down and it goes bullish. It may explode. So I'm gonna see, Monday morning people are getting back into their weekly routine. So we'll see how BMR does, but I'm just looking for a quick scalp, looking for it to hold up the $5, and right now it's heading towards $6. Let's also look at any kind of other things that we need to just have in mind, just in the back of our mind. Registrations, no shelf registrations on this one that I'm seeing. Okay, so that's all good. Let's go look over here at Beamer. Very high institutional, I mean not institutional, insider holders. It's a low float over here as well. So this one could be very, very good on the day. But I'm going to wait for my specific pattern. And once that pattern, it looks like it's going to go ahead and cross $6 actually. Wait for that pattern. And right now it is kind of getting up there, getting into some extended levels. But it's the most interesting one that I've seen on the day. The other one, you know, Wish and CBay, I'm not too just gung-ho on those. I think Wish is, I don't know. It's up 48%. I'd rather just look at Beamer. And then CBay is dead in the pre-market, so not going to touch that. And then Lunar is, yeah, just not really a good look in the pre-market, especially with the competition on the board. So I guess the top two is going to be Wish and Lunar. Let me look at what Wish is talking about. Actually, before I go over there, let me look back and make sure that's all of the news. So Beamer is bringing video. So it's really got incorporating a lot of big names into its news. Google, Meta, and Nvidia into Beamer's news. So it's just got so much foothold with these bigger names. Let's see how Beamer technology can boost machine learning. And this was in January, powered by Nvidia. This is the one that I believe I traded this October. Nvidia, NVEC, or whatnot. That was the news that I traded last year, and I don't think I messed with it anymore. Okay, but yeah, it's got some names in there, so I think it'll draw some attention. Let's go to Wish. WISH. It's the only other one that I'm like, could be something. Okay, let's see. An hour ago, Context Logic announces agreement to sell. Well, yeah, this is weak. I'm not even interested. They're just doing a little sale of 173 million in cash. Blah blah blah. Okay, so yeah, not even interested in Wish. So BMR is going to be the top watch for me. And jumping over here to the scans, these are the scans here. So top three, you know, BMR in that top spot of 185. Even if it does have weaker news, I can play into those bearish movements. And I think that's it. Tesla came on back up over the 192s, but it is Monday morning, so it may continue to go down. I hope it continues to go down, but you know, if it wants to reverse, I'm still in a good position. So whatever. All right. So BMR. Let's look at the larger time frames. So looking back at the monthly, it's been trading. It's got almost a year of trading. Here's April again. So almost a year of trading. And, you know, looking nice out here, you know. It's going to be opening up all the way up here at the, what, $6? Very big gap up on the monthly, all the way up here to the 6. And my ATR hasn't started calculating yet, so it'll calculate at the open. Let's look over here on the weekly chart. And like I said, I'm not even too worried about any of this stuff. I actually want them to react bearishly to the news so I can play bearish movements. Because I don't know how strong it's gonna be. I would rather them do a bearish move on this thing. And I'm looking for a bear flag. That's the pattern that I'm trying to play on this. So it's like the stock is coming down, takes a little bounce up, and I capitalize on that bounce up and sell so that it can continue down. That's what I'm looking to do. Or this thing may end up holding up to $5. So, you know, a lot of prop traders do not trade under $5. If this thing has a strong come down through $5 and then has a strong resurgence back through, prop traders might be more interested because we know that shorts are going to be getting on this because they want it under $5 because it's so close. So maybe there'll be a resurgence back through the 5 as longs, more and more longs see those big names in there, the Google, the Nvidia, the what was the other one? Google, Nvidia, Meta. And they say, hey, maybe this needs to be a little bit more bullish. Maybe this is something that is coming into play. But also those two other factors, the problems that they're having, the power consumption and the complexity of running that algorithm, whatever kind of algorithm that they're running. Will that affect investors, or will they even read in that much? Will they just see Google, Meta, and Nvidia and just be like, man, I'm going all in? We don't know. So we got to kind of see, let the first couple minutes play out. Usually I don't even start trading until after the first 30 minutes. And so we'll see how it reacts to that 5. And can we see some buying, some obvious buying pressure around that $5 trying to hold? And if it does crash through 5, oh well, you know, let it go. Let it go and see if they can get some buyers to try to reclaim it. Now, if it starts breaking down, you know, 380s down here and all this, you know, that's a pretty deep fall down away from 5. That's a $2 move down. And right now the ATR on Beamer is 27 cents. So, you know, with that small ATR, the range isn't going to be so great that it may not even, if it goes down to 3 something, it may not even lift back up. But we'll see. I just want, the 5 is where my play is. I want to see it either try to hold the 5 or drop through the 5 quickly and then reclaim it. See those buyers come in strong. That's the play I'm going for. But that'll be after the first 30 minutes. So I'm not even worried about that. I'm telling y'all, man, I've been back testing like a freaking crazy person. Watching these stocks, watching the bearish moves that I missed out of. You know, when I'm thinking in my mind, man, this is bearish, but I can capitalize on the bearishness. And then the same thing with the bullish. I'm like, man, this is bullish. Some of the things I'm like, I see that pattern now. I should have took that trade. Why? Well, the why was because I didn't really know that pattern, right? Especially the obvious patterns. Anyway, coming back, getting a little wick down here to the 550s and showing a little bit of red indecision to that top side. Top is right now looking like a high of 625. 625. Good morning, Mike D. Yeah, but this is probably going to be the one that I'm looking for the remainder of the day. I really am not interested in Wish or CBay. They can die. They can die hard. And then Lunar, not even, no. All right. Yeah, but for the most part, I kind of like it. 6 and 5 down here. 5 is going to be that play point, but I really want to see that ATR come in to start calculating off of ATRs. During my back test, I did a lot of trading off of the ATRs, ATR bounces, and holds. So, but I did those in combination with patterns. So look at the buyers coming in. Are we at the ATR high, ATR low? are they holding high? Are they holding the highest ATR? Are they struggling in the middle? Are they at the low? And will that low become, or will that high become resistance or support? Now, if it's at the high, I want the high to become support so I can continue, it can continue going up. But if it's at the low, it may bounce down kind of hard back towards the way that it's going, back towards the downside. But yeah, a lot of play around this $6 level though. The value area that is the top 70% of the trading that's going on is in this box right here between the 340 up here to the 564. So I'm sure that it'll need to test back into this value area at the open. But we'll see. We don't want to get chopped out. And all I want is a quick scalp, If it drops below 5, take like a couple hundred shares and be ready to go. Let me go see Beamer. Where am I? Oh, let's see what kind of risk I want to take on this one. Global. What? Another thing I didn't do. Let's see. Explore. Good morning, Reliable. We're looking at your stock. I know you called it out early. I was telling them you had called this out early. But we'll see. I'm looking to play the bearish side of this move on BMR. Where is my Google? Okay. So this is what we got. What kind of risk do I want to take on this one? Let's say, what's the account there? 6,061. Am I tripping? 4058. Average entry price, looking for around 5 possible. Okay, so risk is about $300. So opening price, it will be opening above 5. The ticker's been trading for about like right at a year. ATR, it is a lower ATR, so not $1. Relative volume right now is at 1.93, but that may need to recalculate on the open. And plus we got the first 30 minutes, so we don't have to finish all this right now. Relative standard, relative standard volume, that's not in there yet. It does have a very obvious catalyst on the day with the big names. So comparative to the other stocks, I give this one like a 4. And not it's only a 4 because it's not bullish. It's like weaker catalyst. We'll see how it reacts. Perceived resistance, I don't really, not too clear on what the resistance is, but I do know the support I want is at 5, and I want that to be, to come on through. But it's not on the daily because it hasn't really been trading long enough to make 5 the point. It's not really a historical resistance because it's not on the monthly chart. And the previous times that it's been at 5, it's only been up there one time. So it's pretty much just a daily support that I want to be built there. And that's why I want to play it to the bearish side, because I don't know how strong they're going to push it down. So sure, let's go daily resistance. Not daily resistance, daily support. Is my ticker moving on the theme of the day? I would think so. We'll see if any other themes come through, but it's the biggest theme right now. So, was a ticker? Is my ticker a pre-market mover? For sure, it is. Does it have time within my trading session to act in my favor? For sure. Is my ticker being outperformed by other tickers? Nah. We'll see what happens under 5, but nothing above 5 is outperforming it. So, no. Okay. And then change on the day. What's the change of the day? 180, 190. Let's just say 200% just to round it off. Okay. So we're going to get ready to finish this, complete this once we see what kind of relative volume and standard deviation is on the open. We have about 2 minutes. And then, you know, first couple minutes, let it play out. Let it, you know, jack people around and figure out what it's actually trying to do. Will it hold that 5 up? The $5 is the play. Now, it's a 50-50. So we got our levels. We know where the value area is on this thing. The only thing we don't know yet is the ATR, where it's going to be sitting and how it'll react to those levels, if it'll even follow the ATR. But let's just see. We got about 2 minutes until the open, and we'll complete what we got there. Reliable says he'll be watching. Wait, you said you have your eyes on Sneeze, SNES, and VKTX. That's I believe that's. I saw that one in my back testing. I know for sure I saw that one in that back testing. Only one sale during my vacation. Yeah, VKTX is. Oh, that I think that's like a dividend or something. And then you said you'll also be watching ICU today as well. Well, for right now, Beamer is got my attention. So these other ones, you know, they're just going to have to show up and show out. Right. And if they have lame pre-markets, I don't really want them anyway. But Beamer does not have a lame pre-market. 1 minute left until the open. So we're going to start seeing people sweat here. Let them sweat. Boss Lynch, what's up? What's up? Appreciate you for tuning in. Pushing up there a little bit at the open with 39 seconds left. All right, there's the open. There's the calculated ATR right there. Make sure that's in there. Fit studies. All right, pushing up to that high ATR right at the open. Let's see if that becomes some sort of resistance there at the 650s. Will it start to respect it, or does it not care? And the other thing is, you never know what a stock is going to be, you know, reacting to. Maybe it'll be reacting to the ATR. Maybe more people on the trader looking at the Fibonacci's. Maybe they're looking at something else. But, you know, the patterns don't lie. So even if they don't react to your specific indicator, the patterns that they form will show you if buyers are coming in or if sellers are coming in or who's in control. The other thing is you got to kind of be patient and wait for these candles to kind of close. So right now it popped through the top ATR, but you know, with a little wick up there, we'll see what it can do here. First couple of minutes. Jumping up there trying to get to the 8s. So my question is, what will it test back down here? Because it's going to have to come back down here to this ATR unless it's going to spread the ATR. The ATR has jumped up to 66, 69 cents. It was at 27, so it's tripled. The ATR has tripled, and this my ATR will continue to calculate that new ATR in, and you'll see it move out little by little. But 66 cents is what up. It jumped up some more right there, 71 cents. I'm looking over here on my scanner. I have the ATR right here. The relative volume is definitely good. We can go ahead and complete the graph that I was working on with the Excel doc. Relative volume 200 times, almost 250 times the norm. Relative standard deviation very high as well, so very abnormal movement. We like all of that. And we have people here watching, which is what, 34 million trades there with a low float. So I like all of that. All the abnormalities we can get to play in our favor. All right, so let me go ahead and jot that down. That relative volume is looking like, I mean, by the time I get ready to trade, I don't know, it might be at 300, but I'll just put 250. 250 at the time that I'm looking at. And then relative standard deviation very high as well. Okay. And so we're looking at a score. It's getting a little score because of the indecisiveness of a 50. Max share size looking like 300 shares. I can take 300. If it does come back down, take 300, get a nice little 50, maybe a 50-cent pop, but it depends on the ATR as well. And if it becomes some type of fader. But yeah, I'm going to be taking a share size of 307 shares. I'll be entering in lot sizes of around 60 shares until I get to that 300. And, then I'm going to be like, all right, let's get it. So we'll see what I want to do. I may take the full. I'm going to try to get to full 307, 300. Actually, that 7 is not going to work for me. I'll do that here. I'll take 300 and we'll get that entry price. I'm looking to get in, I want to see that 5 hold. If it holds way over the 5, then I'm even more interested. But we'll see how that plays. I'll just put in here, I have to wait for the entry price. So right now, coming down through a high up there of the 857, coming back to this ATR test. That has been recalculated here on the open at the 675s, coming back into the average true range. Reliable said best fill 827. Nice. Hopefully you got a chance to sell some. Oh yeah, you mean fill. Okay, I got you. Tripping. Yes, he did sell some up there at the 827s. What is this test back to this ATR going to look like? What I don't want to see is a big slam through the ATR. I want to show some type of respect. Or if it does slam, give a big buy up. Big old hanging man wick. Okay, so this is the first 5 minutes of the of this 15. Oh, this is a 15-minute candle that I take entries on. That's pretty much. And the only reason I like the 15-minute is because it's so strong. When you do see a pattern, when you do see the setup that you're looking for, the resolution is very strong. You can kind of hold it a little bit longer because it's not so choppy. So that's why I kind of have decided on the 15-minute for entries. Coming on down, baby. Coming on down. And you can see the buy sell indicator as this thing is coming on down. More and more sellers getting active on this thing. It does have quite a bit of a top and tail up here. May need to do a little bit of pullback action. More pullback action. Coming down to that $7 flat. Bouncing there. Bounced right through it. Interesting. Go ahead and set this, my entries. Bounced off of it back up to the 725s, but this candle has not closed yet. And another thing with the back testing, I mean, the way that I'm starting to see candles is every candle is a liar. Every one of them is a liar until they close. As long as it's got momentum and it's got the room to move and time to move, it can do it. Everything's possible. But once it closes, there can be no more lies told. Who's winning, who's losing, all of that, that's what I'm waiting for. So I let the first two play out to kind of give me, two non-liars basically on the day. What is those two non-liars saying about the day? But this one still got time on it, so it's still lying. Reliable says took a $1 and 98. Oh, took a $1.98 on the ICU. That must be a cheaper stock. I'm not seeing that one. The only stocks that I'm seeing right now are these MGIH, and these are under $5, but are moving at a high percent. I don't even, if they're under $5, first of all, I don't like them. They need to have some kind of high percent move. MGIH is one of them. It's at $2, and DHAI is another one. It doesn't really have, I don't know if it has any kind of news on it, but I'm more interested in BMR right now. Let me see, Millennial Group shares higher after. So they just got a new investment. That's about it. A new staker in MGIH, but not too interesting. And then DHAI, I just don't care. It's under 5. It's just like, ugh. All right, back over here to BMR. Flip sides a little bit, right around the 50-50 coming into this, coming into the last 5 minutes of this, just 50-50. Nobody really wants to take control. It's Monday morning. Now, one of the things about Monday morning is fear can set in quite quickly. I want to see that fear drop, man. I want to play that bearish move, that Monday morning slink off. Who's going to drop that big bomb on this thing and get it back into that ATR range? ATR is stuck at 71 cents right now. Not really moved off of that. And usually after the first two candles, the ATR kind of stays the same, stays that same way for the rest of the day. So that's one thing that I've noticed as well. Letting those two play out, you can get a more accurate ATR there. But during the open, this thing can pop all the way to 10 and change the ATR up to like $1 and something. And you're in there, and if you got in early on the first candles, and let's say the ATR was 30 cents, and your risk is based off the ATR, you're like, oh, I'm just risking 30 cents. And then all of a sudden, your ATR is now $1 something, $1 up or down. Yeah, it's going to blow you out. It's going to kill you. So that's why I kind of let all of the little numbers kind of slow down and get stagnant. Right now, the relative volume is 300 times the norm. I'm pretty sure this thing will end with like 500 relative volume because there's so much trading going on. Sellers coming back in to win a little bit here on the sell indicator, looking like it's 60-40, coming back towards that top ATR right here of the 675. Has not tested that completely yet. The pattern that is forming is actually called a shooting star, where it throws a wick up into the stars and comes back down. So it's a sign of a reversal back to the downside. Now it could be right or it could be wrong, but that's what it's showing right now. But we gotta wait for the candle to close because this candle is still lying. It looks like about 4 minutes left on this. Did I dabble into some NYCB? No, 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 nope, nope. I did not. I looked at it, it dropped and it pays a dividend and everything, but I think it was like super cheap. I think that's why I didn't. I was like, ooh, I don't know. Everything in my portfolio is over 5, but oh, it's back over 5. Look at there. But it did drop down here last week into like the fours, and I was like, no. And the other thing was like, it's a bank. I really don't have any banks in my portfolio, my dividend portfolio. I don't know, man. Those banks, after seeing those drops and stuff on those, I was like, how much do I really trust these banks? All right, so we are finally getting down back into the ATR level, testing all the way underneath with a major shooting star pattern if it closes like this. So definitely a big sign of continued reversal. If we jump over here to the higher time frames, we can better see on the daily chart where my ATR is set. This is the top ATR, so it shot all the way up here, came all the way down to the 677, and then the bottom side of ATR, or the lowest ATR, is at the 539. So below 539, you know, it's definitely looking a little bit bearish. So maybe we'll get some bear flags in there or something. But as you see, it's getting rid of that shooting star pattern. It's coming back up there. It needs to close back towards this 675 into the close of this candle. We have about 2 minutes. Oh wow, this is a major shooting star. Oh boy. Okay. If it closes down here, I'm expecting a reversal back to the downside immediately. Plus our buy sell signal, we see, very heavy towards the sell side, almost 80-20 now. Big, man. The shorts are seeing this pattern. And all it is everybody seeing the same thing at the same time. So it's time for people to react. So this shooting star was made. Short saw this coming in. Oh, wow. Somebody's selling. Let's just wait a little bit. Okay, more people are selling. Let's just wait a little bit. Okay, more people are selling. And we're getting close to this candle closing. Okay, let's go ahead and get on this. And then you get the reversal because they have confidence built up behind this pattern. Now this is a one candle pattern. So some of the patterns I see that I use are like 3 candle patterns. So it needs to make a direction and then look for a pivot. But this is just a one candle. Just, you know, let's see if it locks in though. It's got 20 seconds until this one locks in and this candle will no longer be a liar. It's a truther. Okay, opened up. So previous candle is locked into history as a shooting star. So let's see if we can get this reversal. Looking for a breakdown. A breakdown of the $6 is where we looking. Breaking back, coming to the top of this ATR, needs to break it down at the 670s. Needs to get below 670. 75, 71. Looking over here on the tape, 70s, where those 60, 68s, there it goes, 67, 69s. May take it a while, but yeah, this candle, after everybody sees this one in history, they're going to start getting more and more confident to push this thing down. Ay, 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 ay. 66s. Will we see the 650s here soon? It's under the 70s. And like I said, this thing's got time, man. This thing's got time. So even though it looks like it's holding up here on the 15-minute, it's got 12 minutes left, you know? It's got plenty of time to dump. Plenty of time for that confidence to come in. Going back, testing the upside. That means nothing. Just to get people excited. Oh man, this thing's holding up. Yeah. Getting those buyers, getting that liquidity in there for the shorts. $7.34. And like I said, I'm thinking this news catalyst was bearish. So that's why I'm pretty much not really wanting to get involved until I see the bearish move. Forming a lower high so far. All right, back below the 725s. Let's see if they can get it back below 725 for this higher low. 738, 736s, 725s. All right, under 725. Let's see if they can go ahead and get this thing going red. So what's happening here is the sellers are outweighing the buyers. Buyers are like, okay, this thing could break out, but then when they look at it, they look at this top way up here at the 880s. What's the probability of this thing breaking out? And the sellers are measuring that probability as well, and they're saying, man, I could use that as a backstop. If it goes up here, you know, I just get out, right? But as for now, as long as this thing is a lower high, man, I'm just gonna keep on shorting, which is sometimes a problem. Like we saw on that stock Hollow, HOLO, it went crazy, not following patterns at all, just breaking every single pattern that it could in the book. Okay. I'll get to that later. But when things do follow the patterns like they should, you know, things just play out the way they should. But sometimes that's where those short squeezes come from. Somebody's looking at a pattern, they're like, man, I'm right. You know, most of the people are right. And then the majority become the minority rather quickly, and they got to get out. Then you see those big old squeezes. But like I said, this one's got time. It's got 10 minutes left on this candle. Made the lower high. Trading 25 cents away from the $7, the whole dollar level. Okay. Get that in a little bit. Anyway, what was I saying? Something about the $7 level. Oh yeah, it's gonna crash to $7. That's what I was saying. If this is going to respect the pattern of that shooting star. And if it is having a tendency to respect patterns, it'll be even better on the bearish move. People will see it, they're like, okay, well, that first pattern worked. Let's see if we can get this next one. A pattern of following patterns. Come on, man. We got relative volume on this thing is almost at 400 times the norm, which means a lot of people are looking at this. And the more people, the more weighted the pattern gets. More and more people seeing it, man. This is a short move, man. Millions and millions of trades, shares being traded on it, gets heavier and heavier. So when it does make a decision, it goes for a while, or it has a really strong move in one direction. Let's see you get down there. Okay, what, like 8 minutes left on this candle. More and more people getting confident that it's going to be going under 7. Should be showing us. Like I said, these candles lie until they're closed. So, you know, I don't trust them. I don't trust none of them until they're closed. All right, so there's back towards the 7. Go ahead and show us that red you want to show us. And there's a little pop. So what we just saw, that little pop there, you know, when market makers are seeing your orders come through and they need liquidity, you know, they can jump in front of your order. So we just saw that little pop up. Somebody's filling some shares up here above 7. Somebody with some relatively large size, because it looked like it was about to give that red move, and then it just popped back up. Like, what? We know people aren't trying to buy here. Why is it just popping back up like that? They're releasing those shares, cultivating their position for this dump. And once they get where they want, they just let it go. I think the big traders that have a lot of money, they have a sense of humor. Or maybe not. I don't know. I don't think it's a laughing matter, right? Taking money and playing with it as it's like Play-Doh or something. Letting everybody just get in, feed their appetite, and then let the move go in their favor. But from right here, so the low ATR is at the 541. A dump from where it is right now to 541 would be a $2 move. I'm thinking that most big traders would be like, okay, we got a $2 move on this big thing. Let's take some off. That's what I'm counting on. Them to get to one of these ATRs and say, let's take some off. Let's go ahead and cover a little bit. And that move up is what I'm looking for that bear flag move. Because they could take some off and add to their position, especially if they're away from their stop loss. Because if you were up $2 per share, wouldn't you take some off? Especially if you're in millions of shares, or because this thing is over $5. So prop traders are in this too as well, not just retail. There's a 7 breakdown. The volume, look at that volume profile coming in right there. Look at that. The area of control is right here. It's kind of small. I can't really see it. It's right here. area control back here at the 610s, but it hasn't really reached that level just yet. Just playing around that $7. They're still getting their little feels. All right, 4 minutes left on this one. And I am going to go and answer that call that came in from one of my clients. And yeah, this will be the one that I'm watching. If it can perform like I think it's going to perform within the time period that I like. You know, you usually don't trade all the way to lunchtime. Usually like an hour before lunchtime, I'm trying to go and get some lunch. But let's see. So this is coming into the first 30 minutes of the day. Everybody's pretty much got their opening positions. Will they be right or will they be wrong with this $7 breakdown? Let's see, MGIH up 250%. That little stock that was at $2, it looks like it's halted. MGIH. This one, yeah, it's halted. Ooh, that's a dead pre-market. I don't like that. Ugh. DHAI, trash. All right, whatever. Stick over here. I just wanted to see this thing start reversing at this first 30-minute level. Plenty of volume. We can see the majority of the volume in this value area has actually come at these prices between 7 and 750. So something big is sitting here, 750 to 7. Reliable. Let's see. You got a dividend stock for me? I will for sure check it out. Um, AGCO low hundreds is a very solid buy. I'm gonna have to look into that. Let me add it to my dividend. AGCO. I'm still watching for Vale too, VALE as well that we talked about. AGCO. Okay, I'll look into that one. I'll usually look into dividends after Monday, kind of see how they open, if they want to go down, if they want to go up or whatnot, and then I kind of make a decision on based on that. Small cap rank. All right. But yeah, that is going to be the stream for today. This thing still hasn't moved bearishly, so just waiting. I guess I will see you guys on the next stream. I got to get on to my morning meeting, and I'll just keep an eye on it. If it does start making that bearish move, I'm gonna try to get active. We do have the Discord. If you guys want to get into the Discord, those links are in the description. New channel just opened, but I got to get out of here. Looking for this failure back towards the downside, back under this ATR. If it doesn't happen, oh well. It's just out of my play, and I just have to wait. I guess tomorrow or something for something else to come up. But I was looking for that bearish move. Anyway, that is it for me today. And as always, I'll see you guys. Oh, look at it going towards 8. It held up. Oh boy, going over 850. Well, held up the ATR on that news, and it is now. Is it going into a halt? False halt there at the top. Oh boy, where was I? So this is where it's closing at the top of this value level. It just held up there, would not come down. So now it's halted at the 868. Very big moves there. Never did give me the move, whatever. I'm going to make some money doing something else. And we'll be back on Wednesday and Friday with the streams. If you're going to continue to trade, definitely be careful and keep your head on a swivel. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.